Hi, I'm Spencer, Systems Engineer here at Zscaler, and today I'm going to be talking you through mergers and acquisitions and how we can secure, simplify and transform away from the traditional means and methods. So what we have here on our board is our parent organization, and we draw a few users with devices. These users are responsible for connecting in to the applications on site. We have our branches that have OT, IoT in them, and we have our cloud with workloads, etc. Now the target organization is in a very similar setup, right? We have our users with their laptops that are connecting back into the organization to connect to a number of applications, their branches, IoT, OT, and their cloud infrastructure. Now, challenges around mergers and acquisitions are kind of endless, but I'm going to focus on just a few today. So the first is cyber risk. Our parent organization is going to have policies, risk profiles, posture all set up already, and integrating the target organization into that can be a long and lengthy process. And then we have our project timeline. Minimum of 100 days typically. This is going to consist of directory or domain consolidation, linking applications and users, workloads. This could be a lengthy process that can span months and even years. And then we have inheriting a black box. You've done your homework on the target organization, you know that they're the right business to purchase. However, the underlying infrastructure and equipment that is being used, appliances, etc., may be legacy, and you either have to add in more routing or segmentation in order to make it work with the existing deployment that's in place. So if we look to introduce Zscaler into this model, we add in the Zero Trust Exchange, and this is going to be responsible for all user traffic, both internal and external. Now, the way that we would get traffic to the cloud is by placing an endpoint agent onto the user's device. For communication internally, we're then going to place connectors into each of the locations where there are services that need to be connected in, applications that need to be connected to. The endpoint on the device is then going to route all of that traffic. The Zscaler connectors are going to create outbound only connections to the cloud and listen for any broadcasts that the Zero Trust Exchange sends to those applications. So now we need to add all of this into policy, which requires user integration. And the way that we will do that is by adding in the identity provider of the parent organization, which is going to pull down users, groups, and departments to then populate that policy, who is going out to the internet, who is going into applications, etc. Now, to replicate that in the target organization, all we need to do is place the client connector onto the user's device for routing traffic to the cloud, and then the connector in offices, branches, and workloads. Now, policies are already in place for the parent organization, and instead of copying across all of the users into the parent organization's identity, we're simply going to add in the identity provider of the target organization, which is going to then pull down users, groups, and departments again, but then populate it into pre-existing policy, meaning that a lot of work is saved by adding it into policy that's already there. So the benefits that Zscaler can bring, if we come down to our challenges, is from a cyber risk perspective, where we're forwarding all traffic to the cloud, we're able to then mitigate and control risk. That 100 days is then brought down to days or even weeks, because all we need to do is place the endpoint agent onto the user's device, drop in those virtual machines into the locations where you have services that need to be accessed, and then add in your identity provider to pull down those users, groups, and departments to then populate policy. In our experience, this takes the best part of a few days or a few weeks. So this really brings down that 100 days and increases the user adoption of services and provides rapid user access. Then from a black box perspective, we're no longer relying on legacy infrastructure. We are introducing these virtual machines into each location, taking the business from legacy to Zero Trust. So this is how Zscaler can support mergers and acquisitions to help secure, simplify, and transform this approach. Any questions, please reach out to your Zscaler representative.